Coach. Got off to a fast start, forced 21 turnovers. Just what was the difference defensively tonight for you guys?
Just our pressure. I think our energy, our pressure, we talked about it, setting the tone early. I think it's back-to-back games. You know, we made a big deal after we came home off the road trip of just starting games better. That obviously helped tonight. And just our pressure, thought in the first half it was great. We're able to get after offenses like that. Then we're able to use our defense to kind of fuel our offense. And, just everyone, you know, the starters, the bench, just a full team win that started with our defense.
Coach, just to piggyback off of that, it was initial right from the start that there was added energy in terms of getting after it, being more physical, and then on the boards, not letting them get any offensive rebounds. How nice is it to see when points of emphasis are executed at the level that they were tonight?
I think what helps a little bit there, Dwayne, is we just played them, so they knew. They knew what our issue was in Utah. It was definitely the glass, and the pressure is just something we need every night. That's going to be part of who we are, how we play. And then when you can set the tone with it, with your starting group, who at times in the NBA, that's hard. That's hard to come out and pick up full court. You saw Book's energy to start the game. That is a tone-setting start. And when you get a guy like that who has done so much in his NBA career to get out there, pick up full court, that shows. He doesn't have to talk anything. That's leadership. So that part was great from the start. Again, it was the starters, it was the bench early. Even when we didn't play great offense in that second quarter, our defense was able to withstand some of those laws and help us.
Quick follow, and this is, a slight change you obviously made in rotation, playing Jordan Goodwin, a defensive player. How did you like what he brought, particularly in that first quarter?
We talk about competitiveness, grit, toughness, juice, spirit. That's who he is. So we knew that was great by our staff. Our staff brought it up today, talked through it. Again, he's always ready. He stays ready. And then, just his juice, his energy, it just helps lift us. Even though I thought we were in a little bit of a lull and that he gets an offensive rebound put back. It's just those little things that we need from everyone. Because, again, there's 82 of these. You never know how it's going to go. Those guys coming off the bench, they impact games in multiple different ways, and you can see with their plus-minus, they impacted it positively tonight.
Like we talked about the other day, I'm sure your guys' metrics back up how off makes the defense has been great when set. Was this the best, though, that you saw it at so far this season? Felt like it.
Again, that's why we use data. So it's not just a point total. It's what was their quality of looks. We'll have to take a look at exactly what their quality of looks were. But when you force 21 turnovers, you win a possession game like we did tonight after losing the last couple games in the possession game. That's a good place to start. So big goal tonight was not only help win the glass, but overall win the possession game, which we did.
For the pace you want to see offensively and the pressure that you want to see on the rim, how big has Grayson been for you as a coach, as an example of what you want to see?
I think Grayson, Colin, even Ryan's pressure on the rim, we need it all. We know we're not probably going to lead the league in rim attempts, but some of those guards getting downhill, getting into the paint, creating that advantage, and then spraying it out to the perimeter, again, 48 threes. Felt like we had some good high-quality looks, and we know as we continue to build this thing out this season, when you get Jalen back, that's another downhill guy that can put pressure on the paint, on the rim. Mark's been an added boost there, just his presence. Game by game, we're learning ways to get into the paint. I thought our cutting game was a little better tonight, which, again, we talked about, and they responded, and I think Ryan had a late one. But, overall, we need to get there more often. That's why it's good to get in transition, some layups. But in the half court, we're going to continue to emphasize it because it's going to be tough at times for us to get there. We need to get there, though.
Jordan, you talked about Colin a lot, but was there a time in training camp or maybe even before when you realized that, hey, he's going to be a big part of what we're doing?
Good question. I think when I got the job, the positive momentum behind Colin was real. I could feel it from everyone. I think his end of the season last year. I remember coming here last March, and I think he had two big shots in March. But I've known him from afar, especially from his college career. And anytime you have a guy that's won at so many different levels, he's just waiting for an opportunity. And he's an incredible worker, high character, goes about his business, not a rah-rah guy. He's very similar to Grayson in some ways, just personalities-wise. He's always going to be ready. And again, those guys put in a ton of work this summer. Every day they were in there, August, September, and as guys started trickling in or, other guys were in our gym, they stood out. Those young guys stood out, and Colin was one of those guys. So I think it was before training camp, if I'm honest, but it was also the end of last year probably created some momentum for him.
Jordan, felt like we saw a couple of kills for you all in the first quarter. You talked about switching things up against Lowry. We saw a lot of Ryan and Goody on them. As far as the physicality before you got into this movement, how did you kind of gauge and assess that and helping you all set that tone in the first quarter?
Yeah, he's a tough cover. I mean, obviously, I don't know if we really did much better, 33 points, but kept him off the free throw line a little bit. That helps. He's tough. He's a tough cover, especially at that size. It's hard to get to his ball or impact his ball because he's 7 feet tall and he shoots it high. But I did think we were better in his off-ball actions, but also as a screener, which we talked about this morning, him as a screener rolling into the middle of the paint. He got us early in the game. I don't really remember another time that he actually got us on a roll. So overall, pretty good job there. I'm sure there'll be some things that we can clean up, but he is definitely a unique cover.
And then with Devin, it feels like the balance of the on and off ball usage has been like almost split 50-50 for you. And him kind of screening before he gets in the primary actions feels like it's setting advantages for you before you get the ball to him. How are you seeing him kind of get into that part of his game? And is that something that he's just doing off of reads, or is that something that you all kind of have conversations about?
Yeah, he needs both, and then even in the open court where there's no screen, he's just seeing the space in front of him and knowing when to attack. I think I've said this multiple times. He's going to see his gaps wherever he is, and we need him to be aggressive. Again, a lot of actions are for him for a reason, and he's just seeing whether he's on the ball, what it looks like. They changed coverages multiple times in pick and roll today, and it's different. It's different. He's seeing multiple different coverages in one game now. So, yeah, he's figuring it out. Obviously, a great night, 36 on 23 shots. Felt like he couldn't miss there for a good stretch. So it's good to see. I think we all feed off of that, but I would highlight his start and defensively what he brings to the game that is very underrated, how hard he plays. Last game we flew into the stanchion, got right back up. It's just abnormal. And, we'll continue to talk about his offense, but there's a lot of other things that he does well too.
Hey, Coach, Grayson had a handful of those low-man rotations, helps at the rim tonight. Just what can you say about his anticipation and his IQ on that end to make those rotations?
Another guy that just throw his body out there. It seems like every night there's something that happens where he's in the middle of it. He's in the right spot. And that's tough because at times we have a smaller unit out there. So at times he's off the ball as the low man at 6'4". And I know the play that you're talking about there in the fourth. He's just in the right spot. And he's willing to throw his body into it. That also helps. So, he gets up every night. He went down hard again tonight, gets back up, makes a play. And, 32 minutes, 32 hard minutes. And then he's another guy that can get in the paint. So we're asking him to do a lot. Defend, then offensively get into the paint, which he's been able to do.
Hey, Coach, a couple of close games, the last two games. Obviously, you guys were on the wrong side of it, but just how great was it to see your team just respond in the way that they did tonight?
Yeah, even off the road trip, it's like a close game, overtime game, come back, turn around, close game. All these are learning experiences for this group. It's a brand new group together. We have some veteran players, but we're also playing a lot of young guys, and then adding Mark into the mix. I think these are all great experiences. Just think we have to keep going. We have to keep growing. Like yesterday was a work day. This morning's a work morning, and we have to use every opportunity we have together, whether it's on the court, in the film room, just being around each other to continuously get better. And that's going to be the theme all season. That's what the NBA is about. It's a long season. It's who can get better, who can hang in there through tough times, because you're going to be tested throughout the season. So good response. Now I get to do it again. Tomorrow will be a work day. So 6 o'clock Sunday will be another big game. So that's just how it goes in the NBA. Thank you all.